So obviously you're in Mexico, ski mask. Let's look at you looking so Mexican.
I know. I thought about wearing the green ski mask too, but then I didn't want to
Oh,
ruin the whole thing, so I might
yeah.
save that for the beach show.
I would be like, sir, I'm looking for a ski mask. Who are you? That's a
Sir,
green ski mask.
I heard the ski mask host was going to be here this weekend. That
Um,
doesn't look like the guy.
yeah. Is this a different mood? Are you upset? It's like, you have a mood face that you put on?
I don't know. Maybe I could if I was able to implement the different colors. Just have
Are
like
you
a
selling
pissed off.
those? Are you selling masks?
No, I finally found a wholesale dealer that I'm comfortable with, and I'm about to order about 100 of them. And
You're gonna put a little like logo or something on them?
I am, and I'll have them up on my website, which is almost finished. Finally, websites are a pain in the ass, Pat. Yeah, have you ever built one?
I have, and it's down now
Ooh.
because the person that built it for me was also my girlfriend, and she's not my girlfriend anymore. And now I don't have it.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I've had websites. I've had all that stuff. Right now, without any comedy going on, that's where people are going to see my schedule. So I'm not worried about the web. I'm not that. I'm getting enough information out with like this. So I'm not that
Right.
concerned about. But you're a hustler, my friend. I'm going to say that right away. Since I've gotten to know who you are, you have gotten yourself out there in a way where like, how the fuck's he doing this? And I know people go, it's the mask. Yeah, the mask helps. It opens a door for people. What the fuck is this? But when you first invited me to your show, I told you, I said on a podcast, I was a little scared.
Yeah,
Because you were kind of known to have someone on and fuck with them. And I'm like, oh no, who's he gonna have on to fuck with me? Who hates me in his world? But it was a blast, and I love what you're doing. You're jumping in full force, man.
Yeah, it's so much fun too, because I was sitting around my apartment that week. I'm like, who do I want to have on next? And then I thought about you because I remember your appearance on Kumia and how good that was. He'd be perfect on the show, and you came on, and it's just I don't know. It's all so new, but you're right. You got to take it in full action. You can't just sit back and wait for shit to happen. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get everything going as well, and like I said, we're just going to continue having fun with this. I mean, what
And
else
the cool
can you
thing
do?
was you took advantage of the situation. A lot of comics are sitting back going, quarantine, no comedy, this and that. And then they tried to do something the first week. They tried a
Right.
podcast. They tried to Instagram live. But people like you, people like me, a lot of people jumped on that. Larry Bia, who was just doing his once-a-week show on Compound, he learned how to use Zoom. He learned how to become a better host. You're doing that because we have the time to do it. And
Yes.
we can get the guests because people are sitting around doing nothing. We're not going to be able to get these guests later.
I know.
People that we're having is
That's
great.
the hard part. So we're gonna have to build those relationships, Pat, to make sure.
Yeah,
But do you really think
we'll ruin those relationships? That's what we do.
exactly? Something's gonna happen on Twitter. Where the fans are gonna start talking about it, and then as host, we're gonna end up having to say something.
And
And that's the way it
speaking of
happens.
that, that's the world that I'm impressed with you with because you've come into, for people that don't know, and you kind of, the first time anyone got to know who you were was through like Kevin Brennan in his shows
Of course,
and stuff.
absolutely.
And his world is kind of like Compound's world, Legion of Skanks. In other words, the fans are loyal, but they're the most wonderful fucking assholes in the world.
Yes.
They will tear you apart because that's their world, that's their humor. And we love that, but it also can be tough. And when you start off and you're like this kind of pink ski mask, they're happy for a minute, and then they're jealous that think that you're not a fan anymore, and then they get fucking angry at you, and you don't know who to listen to, who not to, because you want their fan base, you want that fan base to come to you, but you also know you need to shut some of them down. Is anyone giving you any advice or said to you like, "Hey, ignore it, don't worry about it, they're just nuts," or what?
Well, I kind of gave myself advice. I know that sounds fucking egomaniac, whatever, but
that's what I do. I tell me shit all day.
Right. When I started my show, I started as a podcast fan first. I've been a podcast fan for years, listening to the shows. So I kind of knew how the whole system worked. And like you say, the Kevin Brennan fans are so loyal to the bone that the minute his co-host left the show, they turned their back on him. It doesn't matter how long he was there. And so I kind of knew how that worked. So I started off with that. They loved me for it for a minute. But like you say, I started getting a lot of shit. I let it go on. Time can be one of those beautiful things. So I just let it go on. I kept releasing shows and just let them learn, like, all right, maybe this guy actually is good. And that's when they start listening to maybe 40 or 50 minutes of my show instead of 5 to 10 trying to cut clips. And they're like, all right, I guess this guy's all right. Some of them. There's still one or two out there who actively don't like the show, but hey, what are you going to do?
Yeah, but That's the funny thing. Think about that. They actively don't like the show, which
Yeah.
means they're paying attention to the show, which
Uh-huh.
means they like the show. They like they like the fact that they're bothering you. That person is a crazy ass person, but they're probably your most loyal listener.
Oh,
They're
yeah, yeah.
listening to call you a piece of shit, which is hilarious. Like they don't like you, but they're listening so they can get your attention.
It's so weird too because in real life, I guess with people who don't know comedy, I was used to be so insecure about that. Who doesn't like me? But like,
Oh,
when you
really?
get it,
Guy in a
yeah.
ski mask? Are you
I mean, what the
insecure?
fuck is it? Yeah, right. It's crazy, huh?
I couldn't tell, man who covers his face.
No, man. There is one fan who I knew I shouldn't have let it fucking bother me, but it did. I mentioned it on a show, and then after that, everybody ran with it. But I had noticed that he had unfollowed me on Twitter, and then I was whatever. I laughed about it. So then I went back to his account, and then he had actually removed me as a follower, and then started deleting tweets from like back in. But I caught it in real time, so I was able to document it and kind of like I waited a while and said something about it. And yeah, it's just one of those classic interactions where you just happen to catch one of them in the act of like trying to, I don't know, trying to set you up or talking. Who cares? It's Twitter, man. That's what gets
Yeah.
us clout. The shit talking is where it's at.
I know people say it's Twitter, but it really is. It's how we talk nowadays. So like, it's you can't. It's great to say I'm going to ignore it, but listen, when I first went on Compound, people liked me a lot, but there were a couple that were like, fuck this guy. He sounds like retarded Seth Rogen. His voice sucks. He looks like some guy that is part of the O&A world called like Scorch or something. Well, I don't know who that is, but they're yelling that at me, saying I talk too much, I try too hard, all this shit. And I'm like,
Right.
what the fuck? I'm just trying. And it's one thing when I'm a comic and I'm on stage and I tell jokes and someone goes, I don't like those jokes. Okay, I get it. I wrote a joke. But when someone goes, I just hate you, and I'm like, I'm just being me. Like, you just fucking hate my existence?
See, I beg to differ with their opinion because I remember the day that I heard about you. I used to, when I would be excessively hungover and have to go to work in the morning, and podcasts were what made me through my day until I could get home and drink again. That's just what I did for years. And I would listen to Kumia's show and Kevin's show when there were people on that I liked or I knew. There was one day I was just letting them roll because I was busy, hands full, whatever. I'm like halfway through the show. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I like the fact that you weren't afraid to jump in there and like be loud about a joke. I hate it when people go on to someone like a legend like Kumia and they half-ass tell a joke or they may throw something out there and hope that it works. No, you were like very upfront about everything you wanted to say, and it made the show flow so easily that I had to wash my hands, pull the phone out. Who the fuck is this? And I followed you on Twitter that day immediately.
I lucked out in that because my buddy Steve Halligan, which we talked about on your podcast, but my buddy Steve Halligan, who's a comic, and he had been on there. The guy who books it, Ari, books their guests, and Ari, once he likes a guest, he'll let you suggest people. So Ari was Steve was allowed to suggest someone. He hit me up and goes, "Would you want to come on?" I knew nothing of that show. I knew of Kumia, obviously. I knew of O&A. I knew all that stuff. My brother is a lifelong Kumia fan. My brother's been following him since the very beginning O&A days.
Wow.
He's gone to virus tours. My brother loves them. So in my head, I was like, I kind of want to go on for my brother more than anything else. My brother had gone to studio and seen shows and stuff, but I didn't think anything of it. And all I had heard was that Kumia now was political and kind of racist. So I just heard those dumb rumors.
Of course.
So I went in going, I don't know if I'm going to fit. I'm not political. I just say dumb shit. So Steve goes, no, you're going to fit perfectly. Be you. Yeah. And I went on, and that's what I told him. I said, they're probably never going to have me back. So I might as well just grab
I remember when you tweeted that. You tweeted that. They're probably never going to have me back.
Yep.
But that show received a lot of good praise. I really
I was on 10 more times in a year after that. It's like
there's something to be said about that, I think.
Well, yeah, that no one else needs to go that many times. Yeah. Everyone else is like, take it easy, dude. You don't need to be there every day. It was very fun, but it was because I didn't care at first. And then there were times where I got nervous about it, but for the most part, it was just like, and that's what I'm making the approach now with the show and comedy and everything. I care, but I don't fucking care. Yeah, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to be me, and I'm not going to fucking do what other people want me to do. Will it pay off? Probably not, and I'll struggle the rest of my life. But I'd rather smile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I'm happy you're doing you. Shit, on Sunday, I get hit up by Mead. He says to me, dude, do you want to be part of Fat Fest? The thing you were running where Jim Stansel and Bob Bickerstaff are going to eat the most McDonald's. And know that right in that moment, I went, I like what Ski Mask is doing because that's some old school O&A, some old school Howard Stern. Here's two. You didn't have a food contest against two eating champions. You took people that were, it was very smart. You took people that were kind of part of the universe and world you were in, knew they would draw people into. If you want to know what you see the flyer, you get excited. If you don't know who they are, you're like, oh, I better listen to an episode to know what's going on here. And they built it beautiful. I'm a big fan of pro wrestling. They built a story, and you got me to the pay-per-view. And I went in, and I wanted to see the battle. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'll be a part of this. Why not? Watch people eat.
I mean, it's fun because we were talking about that with Earl Skagel when we had him on. Like, same thing kind of happened with Roast Battle when they started including celebrities and shit like that instead of people who were a part of the show. Look, there's a reason. If you have somebody on, of course, as a showrunner, you're going to go and look at the comments, look at the feedback to understand how much they like that guest. Now, Jim and Bob are two people that are part of that universe that every time they've made an appearance, that they really get talked about. So it's fun if they both eat McDonald's, if they let them challenge each other. That's what happened. They started challenging each other. I barely brought it up. And then I was like, okay, so now I'll just be the place to host it. Let's go. Let's have some fun,
Yeah, but I never heard of Bob Bickerstaff until I was on Twitter in this world now with the Compound Media people, and then like the other people, the Brennan, Misery Loves Company people, and that's when I was like, oh, I've seen his name there. Jim Stansel was a guy who was liking posts about when I was on shows, and then I found out lived in Connecticut, and then found out that he would. I do a weekend radio for a radio station, just playing music. And he would listen to it in his retail store, and he would write every week. If I wasn't there, he'd go, "Where's Pat Oates? I'm not putting it on my store unless Pat Oates is on." So he started it was like just being a supportive guy. So I had never spoken to him until your food show.
Oh, okay.
I'd never spoken to either one of them. I know them through Twitter, but that was the first time there was actual interaction between those two, between Brendan, I didn't know who Ray DeVito was. So to me, that's why it made sense. Yes, I was on your show once, but I knew by seeing who you were going to have on, I was going to get introduced into other worlds. I wanted to be a whore. I wanted more people to know me, and I wanted to be the pretty princess. I go, who's this? And I saw that I got decent, feedback from people. I saw a couple people start listening to my podcast after that.
Good.
That's why you do it. Yeah. Yes, I'm a lover of people eating and throwing up, of course. But at the same time, I was really there to be a attention whore.
Yeah, I mean, as guys.
What's going on with your camera? Are you in hiding? Because when you do that with your mask on, it looks like a terrorist.
Do I look like I'm in hiding? Honestly, I don't have the tripod. I'm trying to. Does it set it up sideways like this? Like, how does the face look? Do I look?
Now you look great.
Oh, I do. Okay, perfect. Okay,
yes.
Awesome.
It's actually bigger and closer now.
Oh, I'm happy.
All right, explain to people real quickly. Senior show. Why are you wearing a nice button-down shirt and a ski belt? Tell them where you are.
So do you want me to tell you where I am, or
you do whatever you can? Is your location okay, sir?
My location is okay. All right. So a few weeks ago, my sister announced she was going to get married, and so
during COVID is a weird time to get married.
Well, they knew about a year ago, and so they had it planned actually for May.
Yeah.
But they announced a few weeks ago that it was still going to go on. So, with the COVID thing, they're like, what? I don't know who's going to get involved and all that. I'm like, hey,
it's hard to find a venue. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, buy the tickets. I'll be there. So I was lucky enough for them to book that kind of package for me. And I was like, fuck it, dude. I'm not just going to go take 5-6 days off. I'm going to do some shows in Mexico. And we're going to have fun.
And you live in Texas.
I do. I live.
Was that how far of a flight was it?
Well, in order to get some cheap ass tickets, Pat, I was up at 3 this morning, flying to Fort Lauderdale, doing a little layover, flying to Cancun. Then you got.
I don't know maps. You have to go to Florida, then go to Cancun.
It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so the flight from Houston actually is like an hour and a half to Cancun. Okay. But in order to save, money on tickets, you could just hop on a jumper jet basically from Houston all the way across the country to Fort Lauderdale, and then but just you basically save $400 by taking a flight that's 4 times as long. you know.
I wish I knew air math. I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, why would go farther? They're spending gas, right?
Well, it's a combined jet. So think about it like this. So there's already a flight leaving from Fort Lauderdale to Cancun.
Okay.
So in order to get more people on that flight, they're like, okay, well, there's also a flight coming from Houston to Fort Lauderdale, but there's people in Houston that want to go to Cancun, but these flights are full. So let's jump them from Houston to Fort Lauderdale if they want to pay this price. Basically, they're just hopping.
Why don't Houston people want to go to Cancun?
They do, but most of the flights were already
Hakeem
full.
Olajuwon ruin it for everybody? I don't know.
He probably did. I don't know. You know what? I need to go shop around at the restaurants. It was weird here too, man, because I've been to Mexico a few times. I've never been.
I've only been once for spring break in college years ago.
Yeah, it's not really a place that I would,
You want to stay in the white American parts?
Listen, I love it. Okay, what do you want me to say? I love.
You have a ski mask on.
Well, yeah, we pulled up.
You look shady as fuck. You're gonna be in trouble.
Halfway here, not the black.
Yeah. You have a sombrero to put on over the ski mask.
I was gonna bring one, but I dressed like a big asshole on the plane. Anyways, I wore this Hawaiian shirt with like light.
Yeah, but you don't wear the ski mask on the plane.
No.
Just for the shows.
No, yeah, I would love.
I didn't know if you started owning it. Like, this is what I do now.
No, that would be a little crazy. That would be a little,
You're like Rey Mysterio. You just
it'd be like, okay, listen, I guess it is a character. That's what I was explaining to somebody on Twitter today, because of course, there's somebody out there that wants us to release our real names, like it's a big deal. But listen, we've been using the fake names for a while now. I have for my show, but like Stancil and all that stuff. For quite a while, that's not his real name, and people know that, but nobody gives.
Yeah, I didn't know that for a while until one day when I gave him a shout out on that radio station that I'm on, and he goes, man, if that was my real name, people would be fired up. And I'm like, I don't know, why would I think he has a fake name?
It's part of character for the show, so I guess he kind of doesn't want people in his life to know. For me, I couldn't.
Is his name not even Jim?
No,
his name's not even Jim.
No, Jim Stancil is a sports announcer.
I have no idea who that is.
I didn't know that, but I think Jim Stancil himself has more followers on Twitter.
He just took some unknown person's other name?
Yeah, but it's hilarious. I mean, just think about that name for a second. Jim Stancil. It's the most perfect name.
I don't know. To me, if one thing, I'm like, it's a weird name. I don't know. I think you could have picked a better name, like Tits Magoo. Tits Magoo would be a good name. If you're gonna go fake,
then it would be a joke, though. Like
he is the joke. He looks like fat Tony Danza, and he's 5'2" and he weighs 220 pounds, and he eats burgers.
That's what makes him great is because like he could use the fake name, but that's really him.
Your ski mask. You're not just face guy. You have a good name.
Yeah. The reason I have my name is I thought about it for 2-3 weeks. What am I going to name myself? I don't know. And I couldn't come up with anything. I remember Ski Mask Steve was one, of course, because, whatever.
Like Scuba Steve. Yeah, I thought of Steve.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, well, that's hack. Somebody's already done Scuba Steve. And I had a few other ones. I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to keep calling myself Ski Mask Host. That's what it started as until I could come up with a name. And it works. I like it.
You need to make a black mask for Black Mask Matter.
I have a solid black one. There's an old video.
So sell them. BMM. Black Mask Matter.
Yeah. Or Black Mike.
And then on the back have a target for the cops to shoot at.
Yeah, and it'll be fluorescent lighting so they can see at night behind the face off.
Or just on the mouth, put like white teeth.
Yeah. No, you put a big grill around the mouth. And then you would also drape fluorescent red around the white to look like ketchup and sauce. Okay, we're getting too far in this. Okay.
No, I don't. I think we're just cracking the surface. I
believe so too. So let's continue on.
You know what you should make a full one-piece suit made out of the mask. So like almost like footy pajamas, but with the hood pops over.
Like the mask.
Yeah, the mask connected to the suit.
Material.
Yeah, the whole just like pajamas, but with an ass flap. And feet.
That's a fucking great idea. I wonder if they make something like that. I don't know. Ski masks are coming hard to find right now. The company I would order these from, they quit making them after I sent them an email.
You do realize you're wearing a mask that is against all other masks. Like before the world needed masks, that's what you thought of as a mask. Now when you say mask, it just covers your mouth and nose. That thing, you can smoke with it. That doesn't help. If you had to go into a store right now, you'd have to wear a mask over your mask.
I would. Well, it depends. Texas and even Mexico itself is kind of relaxed on the whole mask rule, and I finally found one that fits my fucking face today.
Mexico is relaxed on a lot of things.
Yeah, actually, I don't know which one is more relaxed because Mexico. Okay, so we were on the way to the resort the place here wherever we're at, and we stopped at a stoplight. 2 or 3 guys hopped on the hood of the van and started wiping windows.
Yeah.
And I asked the driver, I was like, "Hey, man, why do they have to hop on the hood to wipe the windows?" And they were like, "Well, if no one's around and you don't tip, then they hop in the car and they take the car." I was like, "Oh, we
Ooh.
could just maybe just you can run this light."
I
It's
thought it
fine.
was
Nobody,
because Mexicans are all 3 feet tall, and that's the only way they can reach.
I don't know. Why,
They're
why
like,
is that?
Vato, you want to clean the window? Let me clean your window for a minute. I use the Fabuloso. I clean it.
The local Chevron.
Yes. I spit on it. The Mexican spit is better spit. They just clean. No, I never understood
When they come.
the stereotype of Mexicans being lazy because they
I
work a
whoa,
lot.
what stereotype is that? I've
You
never
know
heard
that
that.
one. The Mexicans.
No,
Really?
I've never heard that stereotype.
Oh
Not
my
in
God.
Texas.
It's the most.
Here in Texas, they have a
Oh
rap for being the only people that will work.
no,
That's
they
why
will, but they're also supposed. They won't work real. I think the whole thing is they work shit jobs because they're too lazy to take real jobs.
well that and they're not how do I say this, proactive in their personal lives. So they have a lot of kids.
And they
They
always
have a
look
lot of bills to
sleepy.
pay.
Maybe that's what it is because they're working
They,
so hard that they look sleepy.
they are always sleepy. Okay, I worked on a construction crew for 2 months in 2017. It was the worst job I've ever had. I was
Yeah,
the
you
only
were the
guy who
white
spoke
guy on a
English.
Mexican
Yeah,
show.
it sucked. I got bossed around, and these guys would work 12-hour shifts, get off, drink 12 or 13 Coronas, do an 8 ball of cocaine, stay up all fucking night, and go back
Nice.
and work again. And I would try to do it with them, and I'm like,
Oh,
I'm gonna die. I'm
yeah,
gonna
that's too
die.
much.
I can't do this.
They would
So I
do an
quit.
8 ball of
I drank a
cocaine
whole
and
8 ball,
drink
like between
Corona.
2 or 3 people. Yeah, yeah.
Jesus.
This was 3-4 years ago. That's
That
probably
was
where
their
the
whole
Corona came from.
paycheck.
If that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they would do. And then they would have like kids in the inside, barbecues going on and shit. It was just
Yeah,
a
they
mess.
have to do that. They have to barbecue and they have to have kids. That's the rules.
And they have to have a can of paint that's always ready to go to put on that
Yes.
bumper. Like if they
And you have to have the that stuff you can write on the windows in case your friend Junebug dies. You have to write R.I.P. Junebug.
Me and my friends, or actually it was mostly me and my little brother, came up with this thing. Have you ever noticed up there, if you go into like a Burger King or McDonald's on a Saturday morning in the summertime, and you yell the name Julio, a lot of heads will turn.
I would
So
think. Yeah.
yeah, we started doing this, a long time ago to test it out, and it worked. So we know that the stereotype is they love cheap fast food after a good lawn care. Now, look, this is a real stereotype. We had it filmed. If you, maybe I could do it again. Probably frowned upon in this day and age, right?
Not by me. I'm good with it.
Okay.
Now, you do realize that that would not work as much in a McDonald's, right?
It wouldn't, and I haven't been able to understand why.
Well, let me teach you. Because Mexicans love crowns.
Holy shit, Pat.
They
You're
do.
right.
Burger King, they like to be the Latin king. They're the king. They always wear the crown. Mexicans love to be royalty. They love it.
Yeah, they love
They
that
love
royalty lifestyle.
crowns.
Right.
McDonald's doesn't have fucking crowns. They want the paper crown. That's a big deal.
That is a big
Mexican
deal.
culture, they love paper crowns.
I'm gonna keep a closer watch next time I go in there to do the experiment.
Well,
Make
and
sure.
not only keep a closer watch, but keep your watch closer to you because Mexicans will steal it.
Look, I've never understood that stereotype either.
They steal
What kind
things.
are you sure we're talking about the same Mexicans? Or are you
No,
talking about
I'm
Puerto
talking
Ricans?
about Mexicans that come to the East Coast who are crafty. You have the lazy, lazy, we're okay in life Mexicans down where you are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, if you can't get something done around here, you call a Mexican, and everybody knows one.
Yeah, you don't call Mexicans here. They just show up.
Yeah. Normally, they would show up like at a new neighborhood when they're building houses, and you would find one that you like. And then after a while, he'd start drinking all your cold beer, smoking all your cigarettes, and could possibly be fucking your old lady, and you got to get rid of him. So you go,
Yeah, here, white women won't fuck them.
Right. So,
But that part's safe.
Yeah, so what he does, he starts off doing the lawn care, correct? And then he's doing boards around the lawn to make that look nice.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's doing the floors underneath, where she normally works in the office. And it just goes on from there. So he's like a little sneaky character that slowly moves in over time. Makes sense.
See,
Right?
here they just hang outside of Yankee Stadium trying to sell you bootleg hats, and then they just make their way in. They start doing the lawn at Yankee Stadium, and then they sell hot dogs. They just live at Yankee Stadium.
And that's the lifestyle. And
That's
they
it.
probably they pass that down for generations.
Yeah, and
It's
every
truly a
generation is
beautiful
every 7 years because that's when they have kids, every 7 years. So there's
Yeah.
like they all know their great-great-grandfathers. And if I real quick, if someone's like, "Wow, this is racist," if you can't tell that I'm joking,
Yeah.
I like that you defended a little bit. Like, wait a minute, what is this? They're lazy? No, okay, but the crown part, fucking true. I don't care what anybody says.
I've
That
never
part's
thought about
true.
that because you know how I know that's true. There's I'll admit this. Sometimes when I'm feeling in my party mode, I don't like regular rap music because I don't like the shit that they rap about. So I listen to Russian rap and Latin rap. You know,
How's Russian rap?
It's fucking amazing.
But doesn't it sound weird because it's not rhyming?
It does. You'll be surprised. I'll post a list of some songs that are great.
It rhymes in Russian, but if you read the words, it wouldn't.
No, because the language itself is a little backwards. I tried to learn it a long time ago. It's hard.
Tried to learn Russian? Get out of here.
Ooh, I worked on it for about a month. And I gave up and I went to Spanish.
Fuck that. Why?
Yeah.
What are you trying to be a spy? Why had to find?
No, I was working on a ship and you have a lot of hours alone.
Like a submarine?
No, I worked on like supply boats in the Gulf of Mexico. And
Russians were there?
No, well, we had one or two Russians, but you would just get bored.
Okay. Ski mask. Was there a hot Russian woman and you were trying to bang her?
Her name was Samantha.
Samantha the Russian? That's the worst Russian name.
It's a fake name. They always take on a fake name.
Why don't you know anyone with real names?
Well,
Stansel's fake. Samantha's fake.
Well,
Ski mask
Samantha,
is
look,
fake.
I wouldn't be able to pronounce her real name, but
Natasha.
She was hot. She was a captain of a drill ship, actually, who was very hot. Come to find out, she had a husband, and he was a little known to drink a lot.
Yeah, he's Russian. His last name was probably Drink a Lot.
Well, he wasn't Russian. He was American. The whole reason that she was able to come over here as a ship captain. Yeah. So
wait, she came over here. Usually, when Russian women come over here to Americans, they come over here in a crate or like in a large barge.
Well, I think they met each other out at the water or something. And in order to contractually do it, she would have to be contracted to an American flagged ship. And as a captain of a ship like that, she would also have to stay in a relationship with this guy. It's a whole thing. Maritime laws are weird. If you want to really dive into some interesting shit and you're bored, go look at some maritime laws. Some of the shit is fucked up.
I will look at maritime laws.
It's amazing. I love it, man. Those are like some of the greatest 4 years of my life. It's just sailing around. But like I said, a lot of alone time.
If I was going to run like PSAs about maritime laws, I would get MC Hammer and have him say, "Stop, maritime." And then I would play that music in the background, and then I would dance around and show all the maritime rules. And people would be like involved for a second, then they would back out. But Hammer would be happy because he's not doing anything.
I love how maritime, like you just immediately think of people wearing what people in the Navy would wear, like tucked in shit and stuff.
Yeah, like the Cracker Jack guy.
It's not that at all. It's not. It's just, a bunch of garbage seagoing guys, and I've heard some of the worst things out there, like to my ears.
Well, I would know because I was in the Navy for 2 weeks.
You were 2 weeks?
Yes.
Wow. What happened, Pat?
I didn't like it, so I faked crazy, and they could tell I was faking crazy, so they sent me home during boot
My
camp.
ex-girlfriend did the same thing in the Air Force.
That was me. I was your ex-girlfriend, and I have a fake name now.
I couldn't join the military. I can't even be drafted
because you're too tiny.
No, I wish. I was because of my peace side. No, I'm actually half deaf. Yeah, sucks. But
which side? Your mother's? No, I'm kidding.
Hey, the crowd. No.
I like how you're gonna point to your masked ear.
Yeah, no, like it's in there somewhere. Like where the fuck is the ear?
Yeah, he has no ears.
It's in there somewhere. I know. I was supposed to wear a hearing aid, but that thing fucking blows.
Are you like handicapped to the point where you get like special whatever? Oh, I guess you wouldn't get anything for deaf, right?
No,
you don't get parking.
They don't give a shit. No.
Does it affect driving?
No, not at all, because I was born this way. So it's not like I had to relearn how to hear again.
It's just like being gay.
Yeah, it's just like being gay when you like big sausages or something like
in your
that.
ear.
Yeah, in and around. Maybe that's what happened. Shit,
maybe you got fucked in the ear. Maybe when your parents were banging and your mom was pregnant, you got poked in the ear with a cock.
I'll say this, and we lived in Nigeria when I was born, so there could have been something going on over there where
your white ass lived in Nigeria. Are there white people there?
Yeah, in Awari, Nigeria. Yeah, that's a big city.
I didn't know that was a place. Awari?
Awari, it's the capital of Nigeria. It's on the
I
coast.
don't know most geography, but so Nigeria, I always know. I'm like just happy that's the word we can say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Right. And there's a country right next to it that
Yeah,
doesn't spell it
nobody.
out on the
No,
board.
they should listen. If all these people are canceling stuff and changing Aunt Jemima, you should change that country's name.
Come on. I mean,
That's
nobody's
the
saying
first
it right.
one.
Listen, these
Niger?
kids in the 7th grade, the kids in the 7th grade on the school bus, I guarantee they're not saying it the correct way. And even if they learn the correct way, they're going to refuse because, one, it's hilarious, and two, they're not old enough to know better.
And even if you're not saying it, you're finding a globe and you're pointing and you're laughing.
You're laughing.
Pointing to that one and you're pointing to Uruguay and saying you are gay. Like that's what you're doing. Those are the two.
There was one more, wasn't there? There was another one. Djibouti. Djibouti is a country.
Where's
in
Djibouti?
Africa. It's a country in Africa. It starts with a D and then it's DJ, and so it's Djibouti.
Djibouti. I like that.
That's how you say it. It's pretty classic.
I'm going to Djibouti.
Yeah, we're going to Djibouti. You want to bring your mama? I mean, what are you gonna say at this point?
Oh, if there was ever an earthquake there and I was a reporter, I'd be like Djibouti shaking and moving all around. That's the first thing I do. That
would be a reporter's dreams. Well, at least maybe 20 years ago.
I guess if you're a reporter from Djibouti, your dream is like eating.
You know what's funny? I made a fake press pass and it worked with the ski mask on it.
Nice.
The Ski Mask Collective press pass.
What was your press pass for? Who did you work for?
Ski Mask Collective Media. That's who I work for. Yeah, I made it look real professional, but I'd show it on camera. But it has my.
Where did you use it? Where did you go?
I went downtown to some protests in where I live at to go and interview some protesters, but they had a fucking blockade about it because it's Texas and
But you had credentials.
Right. So I showed up with this mic. Clearly didn't have it plugged into anything, and I was like, "Listen, I need to." So I showed the card. They're like, "All right, come on in." I was like, "Oh, cool."
You just had a mic with a wire, like, and nothing plugged in.
I didn't even have the wire
put it in your pocket.
Yeah, I didn't even have the wire. I was like, "Yeah, it has a chip on the bottom, and it's connected to my phone, so I'm gonna do all my recording." And I mean, who's gonna ask? Who knows?
I would. What the fuck are you doing, guy with a mask? We're at a riot right now. Was it a riot or a protest?
It's protest. We're in Texas here. They're not going to let it get out of control. It was all peaceful and good? Yeah, I actually, I think I could say this because nobody listens to my show that I know anyway. They might listen to yours, but I work in a big high-rise building, and the police department actually called me whenever the protests were starting out. They're like, "Hey, we need you to come up here if you don't mind and let us up on the roof." All right, cool. So I go over there, and then so on the news, they're talking about the whole time, there's no cops at the protest. There's no cops. Yeah, there is. There's about 10 of them on the third floor.
There's no visible cops.
They're up there. They're on the roof chilling. They brought snacks, and they got rifles chilling.
Listen, I've been arguing with people about this, and I know I'm becoming unpopular with certain people. I got no problem with the cops because the cops are being asked to do way more than their normal job, and people are just yelling at them. Yeah, they're going to be more tense. Yes, did certain assholes do certain asshole things? Sure, but that's not cops. That's an asshole.
That is, yes.
Right now, people feel like they can just walk up to a cop and go, "Fuck you, I'm not wearing a mask," or "Fuck you, I don't want to do this," or "Fuck you, you're racist." And you don't expect a human being. I don't care what job they have. They're a human goddamn being.
Yeah,
you don't expect them to be angry, and they still have to sit there and be calm and still have to protect your ass. And now they want to take their money away? Yeah, to me, cops are that job is it's not thankful at all. It's hard. Yeah, they hired a lot of goons. Yeah, a lot of places are hiring the wrong people. Yeah, the training's not as good. But who the fuck would want that job? You're hated and you could die.
Yeah, and it's not okay, so in modern times, I know plenty of people in different jobs that are fucking dicks, plumbers, all that stuff. Yeah. But that doesn't matter.
Priests fuck children. Cops aren't fucking kids.
Yeah. They're not getting a camera pulled on them every 5 fucking seconds. So every time a cop is doing anything in one of those major meltdown cities, there is a camera being filmed. Somebody's filming that shit. So anytime an incident happens, it's going to get recorded and, of course, blown the fuck up. And then now every cop's an asshole again. They're always being filmed. I mean, everybody's, like you say, Pat, everybody's a fucking asshole. Every job out there has them in.
But even that, okay, say you don't want to wear a mask and I'm a cop and you're trying to walk into a place and you're saying, "I don't want to wear a mask. You can't make me wear a mask." If we're just the two people here, I would assume that no one else is around. The officer is going to say, hey, listen, this is what they want you to do. If you choose to want to go into that place,
yes,
you can. It's not a real law, but they ask that you don't. And that would, and the cop would still protect you in case people said something to you and say, hey, I let them go in, whatever. Or say to you, or calmly explain it. But the problem is now when that's the second a person starts yelling, I don't want to wear a mask, what happens? White women show up with cameras and they start putting their phone out. Mm-hmm. So now the cop is being watched, and now the people want something to happen. So the person who was just going to be calm and say, I don't want to wear a mask, now amps it up. Now they get crazy because they're on TV, because everyone thinks they got to be famous on fucking viral things and screaming. Oh. So now the cop has to call in another cop. Now that cop's bothered because he's got to come over and do something. So people are now, they're raising attention. The first thing we should do is the cops should be able to turn and go, get away. Turn your camera away. Get the fuck out of here. And they're not doing that. They can't do that. I like how you turned into your pose picture, and even your pose picture was you with the mask on. And then
I know I didn't think the iPhone would do that with the 20% left, but no, but you're right about you say it's just us two, right? And you're gonna enter the business. The cop's like, look, dude, they don't want you to go in there. I'm just being real with you, you know. And that's the way every cop interaction I've ever had is. Besides the time I got a DWI, that's a little different. But
but they still had to deal. They didn't beat you or anything, so you're fine.
No, and they should have. I was an asshole that night. They should have beat the shit out of me. But you know,
you're white, so you got away with it. That's fine.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd say it. Maybe a little bit not, but it's true. It's true. I mean, I wasn't swinging.
We didn't make the rules. I also didn't make myself.
Thank God I was able to get that tape to go away. I think. Let the fans find the tape. No, I said a lot of bad words. Yeah, but no, I went to a Trump rally in 2016 with a friend of mine just to check it out. We weren't even going to Dallas to go to the rally. We were at a concert. We're like, fuck, holy shit, there's Trump rally up here.
Yeah, and Trump rally draws more than the concert, probably.
A lot more. We were like, what the fuck are these many people
insane
in the town?
The crowds he draws.
Yeah, there's 5 people in the show. So we went and bought some mouth guards because we wanted to walk right through the beehive of the protesters. That was right when he was running in 2016 or whatever. And so we got the mouth guards in. We're being dicks. We're like, all right, let's walk right through the protest. And the cop walks up to us, like, guys, what are you doing? He's like, just go on. There's like, come on, we don't want to fucking this bullshit to blow up. We don't want to be on camera right now. He's like, we got, just let them freak out over here. It's fine. I'm like, all right, yeah. So maybe they're right. Leave them alone.
Did somebody do some awful thing? But the way to just say eliminate everything is stupid. It's just dumb.
I mean,
it's not going to change. America is at its dumbest right now. We're not smart people. We're yelling. We're loud. We're fat. We're stupid.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. Or you and I wouldn't be able to get fan bases and do shit. I'm very happy about that part. But the people that are screaming and yelling, they're not smart. I would never go up to a cop and say, I know what you should do. I don't fucking even know what cops do. I don't even know if they punch in, they don't punch in, if they get to choose their own little friends they drive around a car. All I know is whenever I need a police officer to help me out, they do. I've been having to deal with police and certain things in my life recently, not anything bad for me, but just things have been happening. And because of that, they have been wonderful to me. So it's not because I'm a white guy, because they're good people who are doing their job and policing. That's what they're doing. Now, if I'm an asshole, if I start yelling at them, then yeah, they're going to get mad because that's how humans work. And that's how it is. So stop being a dick. I don't know why they're mad. I just broke this statue. Their job is to police and take care. And you're breaking things because you're having a tantrum. Breaking that thing won't bring that black person back. It won't. I'm sorry, but it won't. It won't. Stopping Aunt Jemima's delicious syrup from being sold.
Yeah, it was good. I like the way the bottle looked. Fuckers.
And the company, that's the thing too. These companies and these actors and all people that have to apologize all the time. They were told forever, it's fine. I'm sure there was points years ago where they're like, I don't know. It looks like Nell Carter. I don't know if we should have a big fat black woman on there and call her Aunt Jemima. It's fine. It's fine. Syrup flowing from her baby. It's sweet goodness, baby. And you know you want sweet goodness from a big fat black woman.
That makes me want it. That makes me want to buy that syrup because I know for a fact that's going to be delicious food.
I don't want Mrs. Butterworth because I want it to sound like it's fucking soul food delicious.
Mrs. Butterworth sounds like it's going to be fattening.
Mrs. Butterworth sounds like a fucking fat English woman. I want Aunt Jemima.
Yeah, I was saying on one of my shows recently, even with like I know it's a completely different subject, but with haircuts. Okay, Pat,
Yeah.
check this out.
Mhm.
African American women, they give the best haircuts. They do because when they take you that back and
Never have.
they're giving you the shampoo.
Okay.
The white ladies are like, I don't want to be here depressed, whatever. These ladies are asking you about your day. They're rubbing the fingers into your head. They're asking you what you had for breakfast that morning. If you tell them any kind of bullshit, they're giving you some recipes. Next thing you know, you just got your head washed for 15 minutes when it was supposed to be 5. They're giving you the best haircut. It's a whole experience. If you're respectable, I mean, come on out there. Look, all the shit you see it on the TV just isn't the way it works everywhere.
No.
Corn's still growing in Idaho, okay? Oil's still getting fucking pumped out in
Does
the
corn
Gulf.
grow? I thought potatoes grew in Idaho and corn grew in
That is, look,
Nebraska.
I was talking a little fast, and like you say, I'm bad with geography too. I
I like how
am.
you're like, the world's not what it seems. Corn's on the moon. Everything's
Hey,
cheap.
there's cornfields in Texas too, but there's trash because it burns like from the sun.
Is Texas super racist?
Depends.
I know
Ev-
Austin's all hippie and stupid, like a hipster shit.
Yeah,
But
but
like,
that's just like I said again on the TV. Like that's just a small one street. You go 2 streets over where the land starts again and shit. Yes, you're gonna get some racing. Let me put it
nice.
this way: I was gonna do one of these shows out at an event that my dad likes to attend a lot because there's some cool guys out there. But I hadn't been out there in probably 7 or 8 months when I went last month, and I heard a lot of words, and I was like, I can't even, you know, have that slip into a microphone at all. Like I just can't let that happen.
No.
So I was like, I can't do the show. Great guys, I love the guys. They're not racist. That's just the way they fucking talk. That's it.
No, that's
The way they
racist.
talk.
That one,
I don't know.
I fall on that, and I know a lot of comics in like the circle of podcasts that we do feel differently, and they think it's a power thing. I don't care about most words. If a word only comes from hate, then I don't use it. And that word only comes from hate. Every other word has another definition. That word is only from anger, so I have no need for it because I'm not mad at anybody in that way. So, but that's its only origin. It only comes from anger. It only comes from fear. It only comes from that. Every other terrible word also has another definition. So I can use those. That's fine. That's my dumb disclaimer.
My argument is here against it because I agree. It can't be, that can't be a true argument for everyone. But do you think for people who grew up in a certain area and never really left that area, never saw how the rest of the world works, can retrain themselves to talk a different way after they're 60?
On the why? Because it's not 1950. It's fucking 2020. And we all have the internet. You can see everything.
I mean, some of these guys.
No one's just raised in some thing anymore. They can see everything.
Yeah.
People in Djibouti can see this right now.
They can, yeah. I'm just saying, these are country bum fucks who don't even internet, none of that. I'm just like, I'm out there with these guys. Like,
They still watch porn.
You know what? They do, but DVD porn, old porn. They got stuff like a
tailgate party. But they still get DVDs somewhere. They're still finding them.
You're right. My argument's done. It's smashed. It's done. They can retrain themselves. But I'm not going to.
Bumpkins love porn.
Look, I don't give a shit. Look, listen to this. Listen to this. I'm not going to say this stuff that these guys are saying. But then again, it's not my place to step in and tell them not to. Is it? Is that my place in front of a crowd of people?
It's no one's place. Don't ever tell anyone what they can say or can't say.
Okay, thank you.
You don't choose. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I just don't say it. If you start dropping N-bombs right now, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah. I don't use it. But I would never tell someone what to do, how to think, how to live.
Yeah, so when you
just don't put your shit on me. Don't tell me I'm wrong for not the way I am. Don't tell me I need to believe in this or that. I don't give a fuck what people do. And I don't even mean that like in an open-minded, wonderful way. I just literally don't give a fuck what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, it has nothing to do with you. We're busy people. You know what I've noticed?
Even if I wasn't busy, even if I was a lazy-ass Mexican laying around Djibouti, eating my Aunt Jemima, I would just fucking lay there and I would just say, I don't care what you're doing. Go on by your
Yeah. The only thing I care that Mexicans do, listen, on Monday afternoon at my apartment complex, that's when they mow the grass, right when I'm getting off work. Listen, Mondays are the fucking worst. I don't want to smell the fresh cut grass or hear the mowers. I'm already tired. I'm trying to get a show going, and you guys want to mow on a fucking Monday morning and afternoon? It's insanity. They need to cut that shit out, Pat. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to shut it down.
I have family that lives in Texas. I'm trying to think of where. It's kind of near I forget the name. It's kind of near San Antonio. I haven't been there all the time. No, but it's near an airport too. I don't remember. Anyway, No, it's not. I would remember where you go, but it's kind of near all that. But anyway, years and years and years ago, like almost 20 years ago, I was out there and they wanted to take me to an authentic Mexican restaurant, and I got very excited because I wanted to see a little 4-foot woman coming out of like an adobo hut, fucking mixing some goo. I wanted all that, you know. I want the mole. I wanted the fucking. I wanted that shit.
She's not asking you what sauce you want. She's pouring 3 sauces.
Yeah,
you know
well,
what I mean?
I thought so, but guess where we went? On the border. The fucking chain restaurant.
Whoa.
We have one in Connecticut near my house. I'm like, why the fuck did you bring me here? They're like, it's a great Mexican restaurant. I'm like, no, we have one in Orange, Connecticut.
Oh my god.
What the fuck? I was pissed.
I know some authentic Mexican restaurants.
Yeah, I want the shit where it's illegal to eat it.
Yeah, if you ever come work Dallas or someplace like that, I'll bring you some real authentic stuff. It's really good.
I was pissed off. What are you gonna eat? What are you besides the wedding? What are you looking forward to while being in Cancun area?
I haven't had a lot of time to think about it. That's the problem. I really want to go down to the water because there's something I want to film. I won't say what it is, but to do with the ski mask. And I don't know. Honestly, like when I came to the places like this as a kid, it would always be about the beach. I want to go check out some fucking like some jungle type stuff. You know what I mean?
Jungle stuff.
Yeah, like a animal type thing, but not an excursion. I want to do it myself. I just want to go walk.
I wouldn't go into the jungles alone as a tiny white man.
Well, this place, there's something crazy about this place. This place is huge.
I know, but you get into the jungles, it changes.
Yeah, and I look.
Don't fuck up. Make sure you get other people with you, and not a Mexican guy. They'll just trick you. They'll jump on your car, and they'll fucking take your car.
Well, not even if that. Or you're out walking in the woods, they'll be like, "Oh my God, look at that panther." You fall down on the ground. He's trying to help you by putting a tourniquet around your leg, and meanwhile his hand is also in your wallet.
Yeah, and he's got a machete. That's how they say sword.
Yeah, but the thing you got to watch out for. This is how you know if they're fake or not.
All right, fake
machete will be sharp.
Yes,
if they're real. If they're fake, it'll be dull as a motherfucker.
But how do you don't want to find out. You'll only find out if they cut you with it.
Well, you take a trail that's obviously overgrown, and they have to use.
I am not going into a fucking rough bush area with Mexicans I don't know. I'm a gentleman, sir.
Welcome to the South. No, I don't know. Yeah, you could be. I went hog hunting in the jungle one time with dogs.
Like the fuck fat chicks, or like?
No. I tried to do that one time. It's not for me.
They're fat.
Not for me. No, my best friend. My best friend in the world, he loves BBWs. And I'm like, how? He sends me pictures. I'm like, you have to fucking stop sending me those pictures. Like, you have to stop. I'm going to
I have a new podcast that's actually, we've recorded 2 episodes, but we're going to start putting them out actually later today. It's called Podophiles. That's the name we went with. And it's me and 2 of my buddies. And we were talking about something yesterday, in sayings people did for sex. And he goes, do you ever hear the one, well, the blowjob's not fat? And I'm like, no, I've never heard that saying, but I do like that. He's like, you might be fat, but the blowjob's not.
We had one that he took her out to eat, and it's probably a known saying, I don't know, but she ate a lot of food. And so he was like bitching about it on the phone. I said, bro, she probably knows how to suck a good dick because she knows how to eat. You know what I mean? So he like went and found that out. And he's like, dude, you were right. I'm like, yes. So just remember.
Well, yeah, they always say fat girls are good at that, but I think it's because their jowls have so much air in them that they build like this suction thing. I think it's science.
So? I think it's because they're so used to eating big things like hoagie rolls and sausage logs that when their mouth just naturally opens up like a puffer fish, it goes around the shaft.
Yeah, but they bite down and eat it, so I would be scared because they're eaters. They're not suckers.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, so that's when the fat cheeks come into play. Oh. It kind of would blow the teeth out of proportion. You then look at the perfect. I don't know. I've never had a blowjob from a fat woman.
No, me either.
I can't. There's something I can't. I can smell them.
Yeah, you don't. And if they don't smell like bacon, what's the point? What is the point?
Yeah, I'd rather them smell like bacon than some of the other stuff.
For a minute. You know, if bacon smells good for a minute, then your whole house smells like it. And you're like, all right, that's go away now.
Yeah, after you eat the entire pound and an hour goes by, you walk outside to take a walk, you come back in, it still smells like bacon. You're like,
you feel like you got a bacon Yankee candle. You're like, what the fuck am I doing with this?
What you do is you throw some of those little citrus oranges down your garbage disposal and turn it on. It'll take it right out of the air.
Look at Ski Mask doing some Pinterest shit and helping people. I like that.
I know a lot around the kitchen, man. Okay, I got a lot of hobbies that I did before I did this.
And I appreciate what you're doing with this. Tell people where they can follow you, where they can see your show, all that stuff.
the best, I guess. You want to keep up with the news, everything that's happening with Ski Mask Collective. Follow at Ski Mask Host on Twitter. That's where you're going to catch everything. The website will be out very soon, skimaskcollective.com. And as always, the video is up on YouTube. And I'm trying to get these podcast numbers up. So
they're great shows. I subscribe. Everyone should go out there and subscribe to it. It's fun stuff. He has good guests. He's got great ideas. He's always interactive with fans. Get on there, man. It's fun.
It's too much fun. Pat, I appreciate it. I hope to see you back on the Ski Mask Collective soon.
Anytime you want to have me on, my friend, and have fun at the wedding and everything. Enjoy, all right?
I'll try it. I'll talk to you soon, man. I appreciate it.